Hey guys, Martin here. The Boxing Day edition of We're Still Here, I suppose this is. I don't know if you guys all celebrate Boxing Day or even know what Boxing Day is. I think a Canadian person would be able to explain it to you better than I could, but I don't really know the origin story of Boxing Day, but that's when this is. Christmas just happened, and I wanted to talk about the effect that Christmas had on me this year, and it's going to be a bit of a short one, and it's going to be a bit of a self-indulgent one, and I do apologize. I realize not a lot of people may necessarily get something out of this episode of We're Still Here, just because it's a very personal thing for me, but I also feel like it's important for me to talk about it and to acknowledge it, because it's a stepping stone on the road to recovery, and if I don't acknowledge it, I may forget that it happened, and I don't want to. So Christmas has always meant a great deal to me since I was extremely young. I'm sure you've noticed by now from a lot of these entries, but I'm a bit of an emotional, I'm a bit of a child at heart. I get very attached to things emotionally, and Christmas is one of the things that I've been very attached to my whole life. Even through my mid to late 20s, I've been very into Christmas. I've been very passionate about Christmas because it was just always a day that I got to spend with people I love. And when I was a child, I would always wake up 5, 6 in the morning so that I could celebrate as much Christmas as possible, and I'd stretch everything out. I wouldn't even use my presents, for the most part, when I was younger, because if I used them, that meant a part of Christmas was done with. So I would save a lot of my presents, and I would use them sometimes weeks later and be like, oh, this is still Christmas. I've still got a part of Christmas with me. Like I said, this is going to be a very personal entry because I know a lot of you probably don't even celebrate Christmas. But the important thing about this is, and it isn't specific to Christmas, it's something that was just important to me. It was a part of my childhood that I was able to keep with me through adult life, and something I was very happy and joyous about. And I'm sure we all have something like that that isn't necessarily a holiday like Christmas. A couple of years back, 2-3 years ago, right after my depression set in, I started to enjoy it less and less, and to the point that it became a very normal day, like any other day. And it is just another day for a lot of people, for various reasons. For me, realizing that my attachment to it had faded or been, taken by my depression and my own feelings of lack of self-worth, lack of meaning, lack of any reason to care about anything, especially myself. That was something that really hurt me. It was something that whenever I thought about it, it was a reminder that there was a really positive, happy part of myself that had gone and had been released, into nothing. It's not like I could even just go find it in something else. It had just gone, period, because I knew that, part of me knew that from now on Christmas would never be the same, because even I told myself, even if I recovered from that, even if I was able to recapture that feeling of love and excitement that I had for Christmas, which it wasn't even something that I kept to myself. A lot of my friends that I used to chat with or still chat with will tell you that months before Christmas I would be like, guys, there are 4 months to Christmas, it's so exciting. And every week leading up to it, I would just remind them, by the way, Christmas is coming, it's going to be awesome, we're going to have a great time, you guys, are you excited? And sometimes it would transfer over to them, and I'd see them getting excited about Christmas, and that was doubly meaningful for me. And knowing that I didn't have that ability anymore, that I'd retreated so far into myself emotionally, and it just was it was like nursing an injury. It was like, oh, I just can't do that anymore, and I may never be able to do that anymore. And that's something that depression took from me. And there aren't many things I can just look at and say, well, yeah, that's depression that did that. But yeah, that is depression that took Christmas, at least the feeling of really the special positive feeling that I got from it, that went away because of that. And it used to be the case that I would, like I said, just try and make Christmas last as long as possible. And, I used to just stay up till 2, 3 in the morning, just trying, like, even by myself in bed, I would keep a little bedside lamp on, and I would just stay up and be awake just so that it would still be Christmas and I could still feel that way. And the last 3 years, I've not cared. I've gone to 10 p.m. and I've been like, well, I may as well go to sleep because this is just a day. And that's difficult for me, and I know it probably seems ridiculous and childish to you, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't all have the same outlook. We don't all have the same, frame of reference or the same feelings about everything, and some of these things will seem childish and pointless and frivolous, and that's all right. That's okay if you feel that. It doesn't feel okay for me to feel that way about that, but that's my thing I have to deal with. So Christmas just became another day, and it became painful for me in the back of my mind, not like outright. I wasn't like, oh no, it's Christmas, what are we going to do? I was like, it's Christmas, everybody, and then they would happen and I'd move on, and then the next day was just, I didn't have the same, oh man, there's another 300 and however many days to go till Christmas. It was just, well, Christmas will come around eventually, and, I guess it'll be fun, maybe. It was just difficult to look at it like that. And whatever, that just seems so trivial. But to me, that was a big part of my heart that was taken. And this year, I felt different. This year, I didn't feel like Christmas was exciting. I didn't feel excited for Christmas. I wasn't telling people, guys, there's so many weeks till Christmas. Guys, it's almost here. I wasn't jumping for joy. I wasn't telling people how excited I was. I was just like, hey, Christmas. Yeah. And that was still an improvement. But when Christmas came, it felt like just another day. And I was really sad. For the first half of it, I said to myself, 4 years ago, I would be jumping off the walls, and, I would be trying to call all my friends and tell them, Merry Christmas. This is the best day. I hope you're having a good one. And I didn't have that inclination, and that's been the same way for the last 3 years, and I just thought, well, that's just how Christmas is going to be. Maybe it's not my depression, maybe it's just me becoming an adult, but if that was the case, then why didn't I feel that way 10 years ago, But then later on in the day, I realized I was wanting the day to keep going. I realized that I did want this day in particular to just last a lot longer than most of my other days, because it was a day that I got to myself and to hang out with Mariana. That I don't have many of those. I don't have many where I'm just not thinking about anything else except me and her. And maybe that's part of becoming an adult, when you realize that you just got so many responsibilities that these days where you just get to have with your loved ones and your family, that they're special and they're few and far between, and that makes them important. But I don't think it was. I think that I just had realized that I've recovered from a great deal of negativity. I've recovered from a fight that I've been fighting for the last 3 years, and I'm not fully recovered, but I've recovered enough that I can enjoy this, that I can enjoy this day, whatever day it is, whatever day. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could have been any day, any holiday, any day of the week. It could have been a Monday, just any old Monday. And the fact that I got to spend it with her was what made it special. So, by the end of it, I realized I did want to stay up, and I did want to make it last, and I did want to stay up in bed and leave the light on and just wait for the day to eventually just pass. But I didn't want to let go of it, because it was so special to me that I just got to spend that day with her. And that was more important than any Christmas that I've ever had. Not just because I felt good, whatever. I felt good, I felt great, I felt love. But that's not the only reason. The reason that it was more important to me than any Christmas that I've ever tried to share with people I love and try to make last as long as possible is because I finally feel like days are worth enjoying and days are worth living. And that is far more important than any gift I've ever received. Maybe not every gift. I mean, Mariana is a gift. But the feeling I have right now, where I wanted that day to keep going. Do you have any idea what it's like to be a person who wanted my days to stop for a long time? I didn't want to wake up. And to feel that, and to feel like if this day ends, then this feeling will disappear maybe. I knew I was going to cry, but I was hoping I didn't, but it's really important to me. And it's not even Christmas, so I understand you feeling that, my excitement for Christmas is childish, but what I'm feeling right now isn't childish. What I'm feeling right now is a desire to keep going and a desire to live, and that's not trivial. And the fact that it happened on Christmas just has special relevance to me. And for those of you who may be hearing this and thinking, well, this doesn't reflect on me because, first of all, you might not celebrate Christmas, or you may never have had that attachment to Christmas, or two, it doesn't help me because I don't have somebody to spend my days with. The fact that I have Mariana is important to me, but it is not the most important thing of what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is because I took the steps to try and help myself, because I took the steps to try and recover, to try and regain my strength, to try and regain the happiness that I have and the belief in myself that I have again. Because I took those steps, I'm able to feel this. Regardless of why or what the situation is or who I'm with, if I'm with anyone, I'm able to do that. I have the chance to do that. And until we all try and help ourselves, until we all take the time to really focus on healing from whatever we're going through, we're not able to do that. And you deserve at the very least the ability. I think I'm all tapped out. I hate to say it. I think I'm all tapped out. I need to go have a big long hug with someone. I don't know. I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna wash my face and maybe grab something to eat. I don't know. But I hope you had a good holiday. Whatever you celebrated. If you celebrated. If you didn't, I hope you had a good time by yourself or with friends or with family. Whatever you were doing. I hope that the last week was good for you. I really do. Even if Christmas means nothing to you, even if Christmas means everything to you, I hope that you at least had a good time, independent of that. And I hope that, I think I'm not going to see you until the new year, actually, but I hope that whatever comes, it's something that even if it seems insurmountable, I know we can tackle it. And if we can't successfully tackle it, we can get back up and try something else. We'll try again. There's so many options available, and we only see the one sometimes, especially when you're depressed. You might not even see any. But I see a lot now. I really hope you're doing okay. Take care of yourself.